All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to take a look at two-step inequalities. So with two-step inequalities, again, similar to two-step equations, we are using two operations, and our goal is to isolate the variable, which means get the variable on the side by itself, no matter if it's on the left, no matter if it's on the right. Our whole goal is to isolate the variable. All right, so by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to solve and represent solutions to inequalities algebraically, represent solutions to inequalities graphically using a number line, and identify a number that is part of the solution set of an inequality. All right, so taking a look at inequalities, one of the big differences between inequalities and equations, other than the equal sign and using the four inequality symbols, is that for solving inequalities, you must flip the inequality sign or symbol when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So really fast, let's just go through the inequality symbols. So you have less than, less than or equal to, you have greater than, and you have greater than or equal to. All right, so remember that when we are using strictly greater than or strictly less than, we use an open circle. When we have greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, we're going to use a closed circle. All right, so we're calling that knowledge of anything that is strictly greater than or strictly less than that solution. That number is not included in the solution set, which means it doesn't make the inequality true. If it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it is a part of the solution set, and it does make the inequality true. All right, so now we're going to do some examples together, and I'm also going to give you an opportunity to try some of them on your own as well. So looking at number 9, we have 3x plus 2 is less than negative 4. So again, we're going to use that same concept of inverse operations to get rid of numbers. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I have 3x is less than negative 6. Divide both sides by 3, and I get that x is less than negative 2. All right? So here, I did not have to flip the inequality sign because I did not multiply or divide by a negative number. All right? So now graphing on the number line, I have that x is strictly less than. So I'm going to have an open circle at negative 2. And I want to shade values that are strictly less than. So I'm going to shade to the left. All right? A little trick that I like to use is when your variable is on the left, you can use your inequality sign as an arrow. So looking here, I have that x is less than negative 2. So since my inequality is less than, the arrow is telling me that I shade left. That only works when your variable is on the left-hand side. So since negative 2 is not included in the solution set, means that it does not make the inequality true. And what I mean by that is if I plug in negative 2 for x, it says negative 2 is less than negative 2, and that is not true. So negative 2 is not a part of the solution, but I can pick a value that is less than negative 2, for example, negative 4. All right, so negative 4 is less than negative 2, so therefore that is a part of the solution set. All right, so let's take a look at number 10. So again, still the same concept. I am going to isolate the variable. Again, you always use addition and subtraction first, then you use multiplication and division. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I get x over 6 is greater than negative 3. Again, it's x divided by 6. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. And I get that x is greater than negative 18. All right. So on my number line, I have negative 18. I'm going to have an open circle because 18 is not included in the solution. And I want values that are greater than negative 18. So again, I can follow my arrow. It's telling me that I shade to the right because to the right are values that are greater than negative 18. Again, we see if we plug in negative 18, we see that this is not true because negative 18 is not greater than negative 18. But I can say plug in 17 because we know that negative 17 is greater than negative 18. I can plug in 0 because 0 is greater than negative 18, and so on and so forth. All right. For number 11, I have negative 7x plus 8 is less than or equal to 1. All right. So I'm going to again subtract my 8 because I want to get rid of that positive 8 from both sides. I have negative 7x is less than or equal to negative 7. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 7. Ooh, here we are dividing by a negative number, so we have to remember that rule. Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. So I would get that x is greater than or equal to 1. All right, so as we get into multi-step inequalities later on in the 9 weeks, we will actually do a proof that shows us why we have to flip the sign, the importance of flipping the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number. All right, so since x is greater than or equal to 1, we're going to have a closed circle at 1 because 1 is included in the solution. If we plug in 1, we have 1 is greater than or equal to 1, which is true. All right, since we want those x values that are greater than 1, we're going to shade to the right. Again, we can use my inequality symbol as an arrow to show me that I shade to the right. So we can pick any value that is greater than or equal to 1. So we can pick 4 is greater than or equal to 1. We can't say that 0 is greater than or equal to 1, so that would not be true. All right. So for number 12, we have that x divided by negative 8 minus 5 is less than negative 2. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides. X over negative 8 is less than 3. Multiply both sides by negative 8. Up here again, we're multiplying by a negative number. Not again, but we're multiplying by a negative number. So we have that x is greater than negative 24 because, again, we had to flip the sign. We're going to have an open circle at negative 24, and we want those values that are greater than. So we're going to shade to the right. Again, if we were to plug negative 24 in, we see that negative 24 is not greater than strictly greater than negative 24. But if we pick in values such as negative 20, it's definitely greater than negative 24. 1 is greater than negative 24, so on and so forth. All right, so at this time, I want you to take a second and pause the video and work on 13, 14, 15, and 16 on your own. Again, making sure you are careful to make sure that you flip the sign if you multiply or divide by a negative number. All right, so let's take a look at number 13. So again, our whole goal is to isolate the variable. I'm going to erase this here. So here we see that we have a positive 3, and in order to get rid of that positive 3, we have to subtract 3 from both sides. So I get that x over 7 is greater than or equal to a negative 3. Multiply both sides by 7, and we have that x is greater than or equal to negative 21. So here we're going to have a closed circle at negative 21, and we want those values that are greater than or equal to. All right, so again, we can plug in negative 21 and see that it is a solution or part of the solution set. We can plug in 21 right? So, oops. So we can plug in 21. So we can say that 21 is greater than or equal to negative 21. All right, for number 14, we're going to add 5 to both sides. So we get that negative 2x is strictly less than 24. Divide both sides by, not strictly less than, excuse me, less than or equal to. Divide both sides by negative 2. So we have x is greater than or equal to negative 12. Again, we had to flip the inequality sign because we divided by a negative number. So we're going to have a closed circle at negative 12 because negative 12 is included in the solution set. And we want those numbers that are greater than. All right. For number 15. All right, so we have that positive 3, so we have to subtract 3 from both sides. I have negative 4x is less than 28. Divide both sides by negative 4, and we have that x is greater than negative 7. All right, so we had to flip that inequality sign because we divided by a negative number. So on my number line, I'm going to have an open circle at negative 7, and we're going to shade to the right. All right, and for the last example, we have 3/4 x plus 5 is greater than 11. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. 3/4 x is greater than 6. Remember to get rid of a fraction from yesterday. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply by 4 over 3. So we have that x is greater than, we can see if we simplify this of 6 times 4 over 3, we can make 6 a fraction by putting it over 1. 6 times 4 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. All right, so we're going to have an open circle at 8. And since x is greater than, we're going to shade to the right. So we can see that 8 is not going to be a solution here because 8 is not greater than 8. But we can put in 20, for example. That's going to be true. We can even put in 9, for example. That is going to be true as well. All right. Now it is time for you to summarize what you've learned from this lesson.